New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
It appears when you ask a question, it comes off much nicer. So the question, without making everybody upset and argue, was what?
Well, because we wanted to understand, right? Because we feel that Italians have amazing contributions from food to fashion.
Art, don't
to
forget the
art.
artists.
I mean, we can go on and on. So we just want to know, why is Christopher Columbus so important to Italians?
Hot 97, hello. Anthony.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
Good.
Good
We'd
morning,
love
Anthony.
to hear.
Good morning.
So,
Okay, so to answer your question,
yes.
no one's denying the fact that Christopher Columbus may have killed, raped, pillaged, died with gold. That's all very true. No one's denying that. But what is taken away is the fact that Christopher Columbus, at the time, was the man who had the balls to go to the Queen of Spain and ask her for money, supplies, ships. He's the man when there was no technology that we have today, GPSs, Lorans, whatever you want to go back to. He had nothing but the stars, the sun rising, the sunset, and he's the man. He may not have discovered America. No one's arguing that, but he was still the man who set out with the crew, took responsibility for all those men's lives, and set out across the ocean when the world was considered to be flat. And not only did he make it across the ocean, but he made it back, and he did it a few times.
So
I compare that to putting Neil Armstrong on the moon for its time of day.
So, and now that and you know, I've heard that obviously in history class, but you had Leif Erikson and the Vikings who did it first. You also had Africans who had already mapped the earth. You had Asians who had also done it too. So was it the lack of sharing of information the reason that the Europeans thought that the earth was flat?
It's all very possible. But if somebody's telling you the world is flat and there's sea monsters, and you're broke and you got no money, and you go to the Queen of Spain and you say, I'm going to put my head on the chopping table if this doesn't work out, and they entrust you and they put that trust in you, and you set out for that time of day, that takes a man of great character, great balls, and he was trying to better his country just like we have people here trying to better our country today. He's the man who set out across the world and made it back. Maybe he didn't discover America. Maybe he did kill, but indigenous people were killing each other for gold and resources for many millennia before that.
You said he almost had you when he brought. Yeah, when you divert to pointing fingers at someone else's tribal kind of issues, that doesn't really negate anything. You know, people have.
All right, I'm not trying to negate anything.
Well,
like I said,
thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, Anthony. I figured that's what it was. I was. I guess all of us are wondering to this day if we know that we've obviously. The New World, as it was called, America today, has now incorporated people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Right? And as we evolve and change, why is it an issue to put these things that are offensive to one group as we move forward and make new stories and new moments and new history? Why is it why are things that are offensive to one group such a big deal to be put in museums as we move forward?
On that topic, then you can't be non-biased. Everything has to come down. Everything.
But I think, isn't that where we are, though, with the Confederate flag, Columbus?
Well, I mean, listen, everyone's got their heroes. Every culture has their heroes, whether it's a Hindu god or this Allah or our God or Jesus Christ or Christopher Columbus, whoever it is. Everyone's going to have their own feelings.
Did you just put Christopher Columbus in the same sentence as a Hindu god and Jesus Christ?
Wow.
And Allah?
Wow.
Well, he doesn't know any other heroes in any
I'm
other
just using
cultures.
comparisons. If I'm offended by one culture and you're offended by my beliefs and you want to be non-biased, it all has to come down. You can't just point the finger at the Confederate flag. You can't point the finger at Christopher Columbus.
Give me another
one.
All
got to come down.
You got to give me another one, because those two are coming down. I think everybody agrees. Well, in my world, most people agree that those are the big offenders today.
Right.
Well, the topic was the assassination. Let's just touch back to that. Have you ever captained a ship before?
I have not. No.
Okay.
Well,
so
unless you call this morning show a ship, and I'm the captain, because we are out blazing new trails, conquering new
lands. Let me just tell you something through my experiences. Okay. When you get on a boat and you have a crew, and you leave sight of land, and you lose power, navigation, this and that, you're responsible for all those people.
Yeah.
You take on an anxiety of getting these people home, okay? Now, to set out for months at sea not knowing, that's an accomplishment.
No, it's definitely an accomplishment. That would be nice in a museum. Thank you, Anthony.
But look, this is what I was
Very nice.
This is what I
Thank
was
you,
saying
Anthony.
earlier
He
too.
didn't convince me.
I feel like then they don't want to let it go. We're in a transitionary period where we're trying to let it go, but the glorified story of him sailing the ocean blue
Yo,
still has.
you know what the best
more-
part was?
Well, you saw he was trying to romance. He was trying to romance it too.
Yeah.
As you sailed the, he tried to romance
Right.
the story.
Yeah,
know
but
what I'm
I've
saying?
never heard-
Make it all romantic. I'm not falling for that one, but I appreciate the call. Maybe we'll take some more calls. Rosenberg, you had something you wanted to say, brother?
I've just never heard someone, when they're sounding like a teacher, be like, he sailed the ocean blue.
He was talking
and he
to-
had, no,
he
but then
was
he goes,
talking to
not
a
only did he have the
5-year-olds.
commitment, not only did he have the commitment, the passion, but he had the balls.
The both. He definitely had. He was talking to us like a third grade intellect.
Yeah, the rape does not outweigh that story. That story is great. Story is.
All right, switching gears, man. Let's have some fun, man. Ebro in the morning. I asked the question: have you ever loaned a loved one money and expected to get it back? Because my feel is, whether you're married or not, if this is somebody you love and y'all in it together, right? When you give money, it's gonna come back to you in another way because you're helping that person with whatever the
That's
issue
right.
is. It
Yeah.
doesn't. They don't have to pay it right back. Now there might be some, I guess, some other issues. Like for instance, if you had to pull out of your 401k and you got to put that loan, because when you pull from 401k, you got to pay that money back. You know what I'm saying? Like big savings like that. So Georgia and Woodbridge,
Hi, Ebro.
you loaned your boyfriend how much money? Y'all was together for 3 years.
Yes, sir. We were together 3 years. I put out money for rent, for car notes, and I had proof that over that period of time, he kept having financial issues, and I was helping him. I did it out of love. God was blessing me to help him, but the relationship ended. So now I'm in a position where he couldn't pay me back the money, and we agreed it was loans. So I drew up a contract. I put a spreadsheet together.
Whoa.
All my bank statements, and I had him sign it. And I gave him a window. He's going to pay me back over a period of time. But it's money. So money is business. And the relationship's over. So I needed it back.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
I never heard of nothing like that, bro.
Nah.
Wait, the whole time you were keeping tabs, or you just tabulated it once the relationship was over?
Let me explain something. When you're in a relationship and it's, I love you, we're going to be married, we're going to be together, you don't think, get my receipts. But when things start going south, you definitely have to protect you. So I always had proof of the transfers, the wires. Like I said, God bless me. Maybe he knew that. Maybe he took advantage. I don't know. But when the relationship's over, it's business now. How can I recoup? How can I restore me to where I was? So I'm smart.
Thanks, Georgia.
I've
Thank you so
never-
much
I've
for
never
sharing.
heard an ex
Yo,
sound like
that
a record
sounds
label.
like she just wants to drop. He did something to her, and she
Yup.
just wants to keep needling him and
Yeah,
I
cut
wonder
your
if it
losses,
was.
man.
I wonder if it was like a lot of money.
20,000. She said
Oh, 20,000.
20,000
She ain't gonna get
over
that back.
over 3 years.
She not getting that back.
She might.
He signed a contract.
She
She ready to
might.
take him to court.
Yeah.
Small claims.
Yeah, she ready to go
she's
small
smart.
claims
She
on
has
that
all
ass.
her receipts.
Wow.
It's not that small.
I remember, Ebro, like one time I remember I borrowed $1,000 from a boyfriend, but then when I gave it back to him, he was like, no, keep it and use it towards like a vacation that we were going to take.
Right.
But it's still, it's something that
All
we're
in-house
using
as well.
together.
Yeah.
Let's go. TiVo out there in Massachusetts. You're currently in this situation, and you're debating whether to do what with your baby mama.
What's up? Good morning, Ebro.
morning.
Good morning, Los
Good
Styles.
morning.
What's up, guys?
Good morning. What are you going to do?
Again, I'm not sure. I'm just debating right now. I let her borrow $400 last week, but if you got it like that, straight up, a real man would let him keep it, man. If you got it like that, a real man would let him
So
keep
that's
it.
your answer, TiVo. You going to let your baby mom. She
Yes.
got your child, man. Let her keep the $400.
That's the mother of your child.
So yeah, you already know. So I don't think she's listening, but
You don't
but
think?
I'm letting her sweat it out. We're not together right now, but I'm letting her sweat it out, man. So
What do you mean?
What?
Wait,
I'm
why?
gonna be like, nah, when she come through, I'll be like, yo, I'm good, man. Keep that, man. Just hold on to that.
Yo, you just want to test
Yes,
her.
yes. So you want to wait till she gets that money and gives it to you, and then you can tell her she could keep it.
Yeah.
Yo, some petty people out here, son.
Eddie.
Man, my G, like, it's $400. That's a good amount of money, but you gave it to her because she has your child and you wanted her to do well.
Wow.
My lord.
Yeah. But he need that back.
But the lady that called before that with the contract, she's just bitter.
Yeah. Too
Yo,
far.
she's
Too
bitter. It's
far.
business. Here goes another one. Vic from Brooklyn treats it like business.
Yeah, for sure.
And you made your girl do what?
We were together for about a year, and she was in difficult times, high stress. So I had the money. It wasn't a thing if I lose it, but at the same time, who wants to lose money? She understood that I was about my money. So we both signed an agreement, and now she's slowly paying it back on a monthly basis for whatever she can pay up.
How much was it? Was it a lot of money?
So at first, we moved it together, so it was like $4,000 for all the furniture. We split that down the middle. Then the few other things that came up were like $3,000, so a total of like $7,000.
Yo, wait, but
Wow.
so you're not just gonna write it off like, look, man, the times were good. I loved you. Like, we was in it together. It is what it is.
I love you, and I'm here for I've only been with you for a year, but I'm here forever. So prove it to me that you can make it forever, and we'll work together, and we'll build an empire. We'll go to the stars. We'll go beyond. And just make sure you take care of your part, because if you can't take care of a measly $7,000 within a year, yeah, I'll be by myself.
Yo!
Yeah, you
Get out of here!
Some
Wow,
people
yo,
really
people
feel
cold-blooded.
strongly about it.
Yo, people are
Yeah.
cold-blooded, man.